We really have to embrace that we do need some foundational skills. We need some skills so that then, and we have to work on those skills, and we have to do it again and again, because we need a lot of our underlying skills to get to this automatic level. So I cannot be thinking about letter formation if I'm writing a paper. I have to have letter formation completely solid. That has to be on autopilot in order for me to get to this higher level thinking, right?
Yes.
So yes, we do need to work on handwriting. You know, it's interesting. There's a professor at Vanderbilt, Stephen Graham, who wrote about looking at kids who struggle with handwriting. They write less. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised by that, right?
Right.
There's a saying, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer when it comes to reading and writing. If writing is easier for me, I'm going to do more of it. The more I do of it, the more my skills grow, and I just get richer and richer and richer. The struggling writer is not going to write very much. As a parent, I might be like, oh, writing's really hard for them, so I only make them do this much a day, you know, and I'm managing now. I'm really managing and limiting, and I'm not saying that there's not a place for some of that.
Right.
I'm just saying that this tendency is like, that's really hard, so we're going to do a lot less, and we need to really know in our heart that now we have helped with this situation, sadly, where the poor is getting poorer, right? And so we need to really know in our hearts, we need to be reading aloud when reading's hard, and we need to practice it more, not less. And we need to be fitting writing. Okay, maybe the big paper is hard, but we need to be fitting this in more places. We need to keep working on handwriting if handwriting's hard. Right? Now, can I make that more meaningful? Hopefully.
Right. Yeah.
But
apply it to something that their brain wants to engage with. So
exactly.
The issue of writing isn't as cumbersome because, it's something that I want to write about. So, or that I love to
I at least care about on every other arena except writing.
Exactly.
Right? So it may be that, you know, I'm really into cars, and I am going to collect all my favorite cars, and I'm going to chart, you know, the details about these and make a comparative chart, right? So I might be, so I'm less overwhelmed. I only have to do a car a day or something, which means I only have to fill 8 boxes or something. And maybe I write a summary sentence on this car, or I give it a 5-star rating or whatever and say why, whatever it is, but I am engaging in that. And that's true of reading too. So that's why I said, you want parents to have the confidence to persevere.
Yeah, and I think having support with other parents, knowing you're not alone, is crucial because we always think that we're the only one having the battle with our child. But we all are. It's
true. Or you get the opposite, this kind of well-meaning thing, you know, of, well, just give them time. They'll do it when they're ready. You know, my child didn't do that, or I had a neighbor whose child, you know, never read till they were 13, and then now, you know, they're at Harvard and they're amazing. And, you know, what I think about that is you are basing a lot on one kid out there, someone's story, and you have no idea if they're anything like your child. You have no idea if their set of assets and strengths and weaknesses.
And you don't hear the whole story either, because like my oldest didn't read till he was 11, but he went to college level the next year. It doesn't mean I wasn't teaching him reading every day.
Exactly. There's that too.
But it just took a while for that jump to happen, and the writing happened the same way. I taught him writing every single year. He wrote the most for me. His last year of high school was 1 email, and now he's getting A's in college. But it doesn't mean I didn't teach him writing every day we homeschool.
Exactly. And I think that's so important, because also you said he's on the spectrum. Is that their child who's on the spectrum? Yeah. And that kind of pattern is a little more typical. And had you not persevered, would he be?
No,
and also
skills, they somehow got buried in there somewhere, and they came out when they needed to.
Right. But that doesn't mean that this other person's child is on the spectrum and they're going to follow that same pattern, right?
Exactly.
They could have dyslexia or dysgraphia, and that needs to be dealt with in a whole different way.